and you walk by, I hit you with sexy eyes. You look through me as if I wasn't right. Oh no, you didn't just walk on through. It's time.
Good morning, all. Out here, a little emptier in here. Still got a few things I need to mess with yet. Coming out, I gotta get the truck moved. It's blocking the driveway. Get this door open. There we go. Figured give you a quick look so you can see a little bit better. Got the fences up last night. One of my chores today is I gotta bring the sprayer out and get those sprayed. Graveyards, for the most part, set up. Still gotta get all the electrical in. The hay's gotta go in. Gotta get the mausoleum done. Got the arches to do. Still a lot of stuff out here to do. But I ain't gonna get. Oh, now hold on. Why isn't my spider running? Spider's dead as a doornail up there for some reason. And the kitty's stuck. There we go. I'm not sure what's up with that spider. I'm gonna have to get up and check his connection, it looks like. There we go, spider's up though. Or cat's up. Let me get the car moved here. Helps if I unlock the car. There we go. Now looks like I got work on that spider I gotta do now. Here we go. Hold on, big bump here. All over the place. There we go. I've got some errands I've got to run, family stuff. Mother-in-law's coming over, it's her day. So I figured this morning I'm going to work on getting my shop cleaned up. And if I have enough time, maybe work on the water blasters. Getting those put together. And then after I get back from running my mother-in-law on her errands and what have you, I come out here and work on the driveway. Hopefully. You never know. So that's pretty much where we're at today. I want to try to get the driveway done. That just bugs me. Why the hell is that thing not working? Funny part is I can't get up there to fix it, so I'm hoping it's with the plug-in over here. We'll find out here in just a sec. But still got a lot of work. I've got to get these painted. I've got the arches to do and a few other things to do out here too. So I'm going to go ahead and put this camera down. Welcome to the Haunted Tent Setup Day 10, I believe it is. So we're getting to 10 days and we're making a little bit of progress. How about a lunchtime update? Got out here this morning, actually got the shop cleaned up, went and ran our errands and stuff, got that done. The spider I looked at this morning too. The only part of it I could really get to was the plug-in part, and I got to looking at it. The wires were a little frayed, so I was out and about, stopped by the hardware, picked up a new plug, put it on. Still didn't work. So I said, well, I'll take it part of the way loose, you know, and pull it down the tin a little bit, at least so I could get to the other end. Because I was thinking the socket on the plug on the spider is a fusible plug. You know, it has a fuse inside, so I figured, oh, I'll fix that. You know, and look, the fuses look fine. I swapped it out, plugged it back in, and it still wasn't working. And in the process of taking it down, found out what the problem was. The socket, or the plug-in, where you plug the plug-in out, on the end of the extension cord was what had the short. Problem is you can't put the spider back up on the tent once it comes down unless you take the tent down first. Once it's up in the air, there's too big of a risk of anything you're dragging along the canvas ripping and cutting the canvas, and I don't want to risk that. So needless to say, the spider is down. So no spider on the big tent this year. Good part though, wife had a better idea of where to put the dang thing, and the more I think about it, I kinda like it. And I'm not going to tell you, you're going to have to wait and see. I don't know if I'll get to it today or later on down the road. So we got the spider taken care of. Also, I had the posts out on the fence. I needed to spray paint or spray black real quick. And I figured I had another item that I hadn't even worked on yet that also needed to be sprayed black. So I figured I'd take the time, get these put together real quick, and while the glue and stuff's drying on them, I'll head out, spray the fence. Post time I get done with that, these will be ready for painting too, and I can get these sprayed. But a pair of water blasters. Real simple, real easy to make. All it is 1/2-inch PVC pipe with 1/2-inch fittings. 3 caps, 3 elbows, a 4-way T, and some lengths of piping. You make them various sizes, what have you. Now, I've got these set here. Your air comes in here, is where your air comes in. This whole thing will fill up with water. And when the air comes in, it basically can't go that way or this way, because of the caps in there. So the only way it has to go is up and out. And like I said, with these sitting underwater, when the air shoots through, it's going to push a column of water up in the air. And the further down in the water you have these, when it does that, the more of a bang it will also make. So what I ended up doing, my ponds are 6 inches deep. Okay, so I had to design these to work within 6 inches of water. So what I did is from the tabletop up to the top here, it's 4.5 inches, which means there'll be 1.5 inches of water over the top. I won't get very much of a bang out of them with that. But with being 1.5 inches below the surface, once it's fired, these things should fill right back up real quick. If you want to get an idea what the water blaster looks like before I get these hooked up next week, hopefully, in the haunt, go over to frightprops.com and look up water blaster. They have theirs set up in a drum, and theirs is made out of metal. So, expensive though. This whole thing, to make that, it ran me about $25, if that, under $25. Now on the fittings here, it's just a cap, 1/2-inch cap. I went and drilled the hole out on the end of it so I can get the connector on there for the air hose. And then to attach it, I just simply put it through the hole, put a bead of caulking around it, and then went down, and this is a compressor coupling. You get this over where you buy all your nipples and stuff for air compressors and stuff. And I just simply took one, cut it in half, and then put it down in the hole. If you leave it full length, it sits about even with the top of the cap, and you can't get the pipe on. So you do have to cut them down or grind them down a bit. But anyway, put the connector through, put a bead of caulking around the outside of it, put that nut on, and it seals it real quick and easy. And then you just use your PVC glue and glue it onto the pipe. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy. I gotta get this connector on, and then once it's on, the only thing left to do with this project is give it some paint, which will be here in about an hour after I get done spraying those fence posts. So basically, I'm saying this project's done. It's ready to be hooked up out in the haunt. Let's see. To build, like I said, all the parts for doing the water blasters is about 25 bucks. That is for just this part here. Okay. Another thing you need for this is a solenoid, a two-way solenoid. Air goes in, air goes out of it. Okay. Now those can run around 20 bucks right there. So by the time you bought your solenoid, your hosing, and then all your parts to do this, all in all, you've got it for under 50 bucks. Around 50 bucks, give or take. So, but just to do this part here, it's under 20 bucks just to build that. So it's not that bad. And it's a real cheap, easy prop to make, you know. As far as your measurements on these, it all depends on where it's going and what have you, and what you're going to be using it for. You just kind of wing it. There are no set measurements for it. So, you know, real easy. You know, if you're just thinking about doing pneumatics and you've got some water in your haunt, I'd suggest trying one of these out. You know, I'll be doing some test firing and stuff in the haunt, you know, once I get all the electrical and stuff hooked up and getting this dialed in, you know, so you'll be able to see it work. Vlogging from the dark again. Just got done with dinner. I need to take my mother-in-law's over for dinner. I got to take her home. And then when I get back, I've got the torture chamber stuff, some of the major props for that. I need to move from the patio out here, and I'm going to just set them up in their spots. I'm probably not going to set them up where they're going to be for the Halloween show, but at least get them off the patio so they're out here. And then I'm going to get started on the cornhole. I'm not going to make it very far on the cornhole tonight, but we'll get started on that, and that's what we're going to be working on tomorrow, is getting the corn stalks up. But I'm out here on the driveway now, and sorry, wonky camera angle there. Mentioned to you earlier we had a problem with the spider, and I had to take it off the tent and stuff, and we were going to try to find a new home for it. Well, we found a new home for it. Right there on top of the mausoleum. But also I'm doing a light check out here too. We got I got the white lights interwoven on the fencing. We got the arches in. Got a buzzard on the top of each arch. I still need to get the entrance and the exit signs hung up, but those are buried up in the attic, so those will be a couple of days. I also have my gates in. I think people will get the idea that we're closed. But I wanted to do a light check out here. We put the lights up along the fencing to help highlight the path a little bit for going in and out of the haunt. Don't have any lighting inside the graveyard at all yet. That's still work in progress. I did get the rule sign hung up today, and there's a closer look at that buzzard. And we got the lights on, the can lights. This is all looking pretty good in here. So, you know, I've been messing around out here all day today. But we found out what was wrong with the spider, and I don't know if I logged it earlier. But the extension cord, I thought it might have been the plug connector. So I bought a new plug, and that wasn't it. And I was able to reach up to the plug-in on the spider, and I put a new fuse in that. That wasn't the problem. It ended up being the plug on the extension cord on the opposite end where the spider plugs in. The socket was bad. And of course, to find that out, I ended up having to take the spider down. Hence is why we moved it. Sorry, going into the graveyard. I forgot to put the Celtic cross back where it belonged. Had it moved from earlier. But let's see, right there. Yeah, I know, wonky camera angle again. I apologize. There we go. But Anyway, at least you got an idea what I've been working on most of the day today. For right now, like I was saying, the graveyard is finished, as finished as it's going to get for right now. This is the basic setup, and I still need to get the masks and stuff on some of the animated tombstones. We got to get hay in there. I've got to get everything powered up, wired up, spotlights on things. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. But anyway, I'm going to put this down, take my mother-in-law home, and then I'm going to get started messing around with the torture chamber, I think. So I will do a closing vlog as usual from the front step when I call it quits. Maybe show you a little bit of what I end up getting done. Hello all. It's sometime after 10 o'clock, probably close to about 10:30. Didn't realize what time it was until my wife came out and asked if I was coming in. She goes, yeah, it's after 10. I was like, oh shit, didn't realize. As far as progress tonight, I know I mentioned in the last clip I was going to get over and start working in the corn maze. As run down as I was feeling, and it was getting pretty dark out here, I decided I'm going to wait and start that tomorrow morning. It's a lot easier to do when you're fresh and when there's plenty of light. You're not having to drag a extension cord with a clamp light around with you. So I'm gonna wait until tomorrow to start that. I did, however, get the entrance hall and the torture chamber done as far as the basics go. The all the props are into their positions and the fencing's up. No detail work, no power to run anything, no lights. Same as a graveyard. But the only thing I need to do with that tomorrow is there's some touch-ups here and there that need to be done, paint-wise, and I can whip that out fairly quick. Let's see, what else? I'll give you a look at what I've got tomorrow when I open the vlog for tomorrow. But other than that, oh yeah, this morning, earlier in the one of the earlier segments I did, I think it was the first segment or the second segment, I can't remember which. I did some work on the water blasters. I gave those a rough coat of paint. White pipe will show up real good, so I just kind of spritz it down with black. Nothing neat. They don't really look all that good, but it's enough to camouflage them when they're in the water. But it was kind of nice getting out first thing in the morning instead of rushing right out here to the haunt and start slamming into things. Just to kind of take it easy and wake up in the shop, you know, just kind of piddling around. And I did get the shop clean. I got the water blasters made. Sorry, nicotine fit again. You can live with it. What I was getting at with that is I still have shackles and stuff I need to make for the torture chamber, you know, to hang on the walls. We're gonna shackle up some skeletons and, you know, hang them off the walls and stuff. Got the metal to make the shackles and the chains to go on the shackles. Have had those supplies for a couple of months now. Ever since I did the stocks. They've just been kind of sitting out there, and I just kept kind of putting them off working on major projects. I think tomorrow morning I'm going to start out in the shop, get the manacles made. They shouldn't take overly long to make. Just a matter of bending the metal, drilling a hole in it for a bolt, attaching chain to it, and then painting them. So probably going to do that. That way they can have a couple of days to dry, and then get out here and hit the cornhole. So that's probably going to be the what we'll be working on tomorrow. The backyard, all the Halloween stuff I had in the backyard in storage, the props I made over the summer that have been sitting out on the patio, are all out in the haunt now. So the patio and the backyard are de-Halloweenified, if that's even a word. Well, I guess it is because I just used it. Still got props down in the basement, and I got oodles of stuff up in the attic I haven't even touched yet. So if we can get caught up with my touch-up painting, you know, and a couple of little miscellaneous things I need to do in the torture chamber room, and we can get the cornhole done, I'm probably going to go downstairs and start dragging stuff out of the basement and getting them out into their displays. Not necessarily set up and in place, but at least in their displays. If I don't do it tomorrow, if the cornhole takes me all day, then I'll do it the following day. And then we'll probably, after that, get into doing the attic and pulling all that stuff down. Should be a quicker pace. I know I spent the first week getting the tents up and doing the maze walls. Now that I'm doing the displays, it's ramping up and going a little bit quicker. If you want to count 2 days to do the driveway, quick. Hey, it wasn't a week at least. But anyway, you know, that's kind of the things I need to be working on now. I got the touch-ups in the torture chamber, then the cornhole, then the basement, then the attic. We're getting there, people. It's still going to be a long, bumpy ride. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go in and edit this, get it uploaded, and get some sleep. Stay spooky out there.